Hello, welcome to this YouTube channel, Experience Hope and Strength, by me, your host Lily. Thank you so much for your subscribes because now we are 259. Yay! God bless you so much. So today I want to talk about why is marriage a covenant? Why is marriage be done at the altar? And why it is about agreement. And we are going to see why marriage is a covenant and why it's been done on the altar, because where there's altar, there's sacrifice. In the Old Testament, where there's altar, there is sacrifice, there is covenant, and there is agreement. So today we are going to see that, and we are going to see some of the easy way for us to break this covenant of marriage. What can cause this marriage to be broken? What are these dangers you need to protect your marriage from? We are going to see. So today we will read in the book of we will read Genesis. But first, let me try to explain this. Where there is a covenant, where there is altar, there is a commitment between two people, two parties. So, and that's why the Bible says in the book of Genesis 2 and verse 23, it says like this. This man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." 24. My man came. That is why a man, not a woman, a man. A man leaves his father and mother and is clinged or unite to his wife, and they become one flesh. So that one is a very strong point. I was wondering, why did God not say a woman should leave? Why did God say a man should leave his father and his mother? And back in our home, where I'm coming from, we have this tribe whereby if a girl is being married, so they bring the bed. So this is when the girl is growing up, her mentality, she has been already prepared that you are going to take care of your husband, you are going to take care of your children. And that's why when you reach a young girl at around 10 years there, you find this young girl, he is like, having a baby, cooking for the baby, he has a doll. He's like, in my house, her mind is already prepared. But you may find a young boy who is 10 years is just in cartoon. And even the thing of marriage is not even his mind. And that's why when girls reach like a 20s, they now start to worry. But to men, they can reach even 30s, 40s, and they are just good. Because women, the way God created us, we know that it is us who will take care of the family, because the Bible said that a wise woman build his own house build his own home, but a foolish one, destroy it with his two hands. This means that when a woman is getting married, already her mind, everything, she has already left his place. But now, why does the Bible say a man should leave his father and mother? He didn't say his father alone. No, he said his father and his mother. So this means that for men, you know, in Africa there, whereby they believe that long time ago, let me say that, they believe that you need to have a boy child so that you are a enough woman. They didn't believe that girls, they are children. So you find out that when the Bible is saying a man should leave his parent, his father and mother, and cling to his wife alone. So now here is where now we are coming with the covenant. And where there is altar, where there is covenant, where there is agreement, they must have sacrifice. Even when God was coming to meet the children of Israel, even when God was agreeing anything with maybe Abraham or children of Israel, we will see they could make altar and then put their burnt offering. In marriage, we have things which we need to burn them at the altar. Non-forgiveness, pride, hatred. We need to burn a lot of things there at the altar. I know it's not going to be easy, but we need to burn it. That's why it's called covenant. And it is in the altar of God. So in marriage, it's not about you. And that's what we are going to see again. It's not about you. It's about your spouse. It's about how does your spouse feel? It's about, okay, we have people who they are manipulating spouses, who they are manipulating. I'm not talking about that. But we have a spouse who they are just genuine. They are just tell you like a 1, 2, 3. So may God just help us a lot. So I am going today to say that why marriage is a covenant and why it's been done at the altar. I've already explained that. It is because where there is altar, God speaks there. I'm not saying that where there's no altar, God does not speak. No. God speaks there at the altar, and you people, you are in covenant. You people, you are agreed, and God is there. God is your witness. So 3 is the way to kill your marriage. Here we go. Number 1, put your career or your kids before your spouse. In your job, they can get a new employee. Your kids will leave the house one day, but your spouse will never leave you. You know, your spouse is the person who is going to stay with you. These kids that maybe they are taking out the space of your spouse, when they are going to grow up, where do you think? No, you're not going to stay with them forever. Even if one day you are a kid to your parent, but now you are staying alone. So here we see that the only person who is going to stay with you, it is your spouse. And this I'm not encouraging divorce. I'm not encouraging separation. No, I'm not encouraging those things. That's why I'm saying your spouse is the person who he's going to stay with you, because your children, they will leave. Your job, they find another person. But your spouse, you won't find another spouse. So take care of your spouse. Even if your children literally came from your flesh. This is especially for women. Many women, they love to replace the children, the spouse with the children, you know. And even if that child came out of your flesh, you carry this child for 9 months. Here I have a surprise for you. The Bible does not say that you are one flesh with your children, with that child. You know, it says you are one flesh with your husband. Can you imagine that? The child that you carry for 9 months. The child that you share, the way you are eating food, he grew up in your womb. And guess what? The Bible says what? You and your children, you are not one flesh. Yes, they are your children, but you are not one flesh. The Bible, the only person who said you and him is one flesh, or you and her, is husband and wife. And this is the calculation whereby I don't understand, whereby they say that 2 shall become 1. And then the Bible said that 1 can chase 1,000, 2 can chase 10,000. So calculations of God, we cannot get this. So women, please don't replace your children. Don't replace your spouse, with your children. Husband, don't replace your work. No, don't replace your wife with your work. Okay? Because all those things, they are going to go, and the only person who is going to remain is your husband or your wife. Because when the kids, they are going to grow, this is where now the problem normally comes. Especially where I'm coming from there. Because you find that now, one parent, he or she was so addicted to the child. And when this child got married, so you find out this parent now, he's leaving one parent home, he or she is going out to his grandchildren and spend like 1 month there, because this woman replaced the husband with the kids, or this man replaced the wife with the kids. So you find in your old age, because you guys, as the age grow by, someone already came between you, either kids, either career, either parents, either yourself. So you find yourself, you are setting like this apart. So when these kids leave, when career leave, when your parents leave, so here you have a vacancy whereby this person who you are staying with for like 20, 30 years is now a strange person to you. He is a stranger. You don't know him or her. The reason is, you guys were just there because of the kids. Now the kids, they are grown up. Now you look at each other like, this marriage is not working. And the reason is, you allowed something else or someone to come between you. One of you opened that door to allow someone to come in between the two of you. And before you come to realize, it's already too late. So why work on your marriage now? Don't let career and don't let kids come between you. Let's see the second people who we should not let them come into a marriage. Put your parents before your spouse. This is another thing which has killed many marriages. Jesus says, for this reason, a man should leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. So, you can't cleave fully unless you live fully. Your son or daughter, now it is their job to prioritize their immediate family. And when they left your family and start their own family, you become extended family. And their new family is their immediate family. Parents will say like this. Parents will say like this. Like, hey, here, dear, we don't do that in our family. I want to disagree with that, because no. Now, you don't do that in your family, but they just started their new family. So this one, it is showing us that we need to protect our family. I'm not saying that we are replacing our parents. I'm not saying that we don't respect them. I'm not saying that we put them away. No, we need them. And parents, they have a blessing whereby nobody in this world can give you that. So the only thing that I'm saying is just keep a healthy, godly boundaries. Me and my husband, we have been blessed with a child. And we know that this child, and one day, we are going to have more by God's grace and God's will. So our children, someday, we gonna walk them down the aisles. In that moment, we will literally take the hand of our son or of our daughter, and in front of everybody, everyone in there, and we will hand her or him to another man or woman. Either it's our son, we will just hand him to a woman. Either it's our daughter, we will hand him to a man. We will really need your prayer, because I know it's not going to be easy, because you can imagine, you have brought up this kid, you and your spouse, since he was conceived. And now it's now time to let him or her go. Oh, I know it's not easy. We need prayer. And for those parents who they took care of our spouse, we truly appreciate so much, because it's not easy. So in that moment, what we will be signifying is we are transferring headship and leadership over our child. So I have my grandma. I'm blessed. I'm having a lot of grandma. So one of my grandma always tell us this: if you want to live good with your spouse, and I always remember this, it told us, keep your lane. Stay in your lane. Because if you don't stay in your lane, you are going to crush other people's cars. So here about parent, I want now to address here. So about parent is, if you guys, you are having a misunderstanding, you need to be very, very careful on how you are going to tell your parents. I remember when I was about to get married, and my dad, he told us, together with my husband, he told us that, listen, you, Lillian, the moment you go to your people, to your parents, or to your sister, your brother, and you say awful things about your husband, if you complain about your husband, if you know, like the way, we as human beings, yes, we have some differences, even if a tongue and teeth, they are saying together, so sometimes you can bite your tongue. So this means even couple, sometimes you can bite each other, accidentally, without you knowing. I'm not mean the physical, but you can have some maybe some miscommunication or some disagreement. So my dad told me this, and I truly appreciate that a lot, and I hold that one. And he told me, the day this is my dad in love, And I love him so much, together with my mom in love. So my dad told me, my dad in love, he told me with my husband, and he gave us his example. And he told us, since they got married with my mom in love, my mom. So he said he has never go to his people to complain about my mom, even if they have maybe some misunderstanding. The reason why he told us that, it is because he told us, you people, you are going later on to consult, and you are going out to be together. But the picture that you are picture your spouse to your family, that one is permanent. And my dad told us, I remember that was our first day of introduction, my first day of introduction. And my dad, he told us that him and my mom, they are one. So he cannot complain about my mom, and they are one body. So that one I catch up. And I have lived with that. You know, I'll use my example, not to shame anyone, or not to brag, or not to be proud. No. I use my example so that it can help someone else. I've been married more than not 1 year, not 2 years, 3. And sometimes we may have some misunderstanding with my husband. And God is my witness. I have never ever go home or maybe call my mom and my dad, who they are my grandparents, or even my sister. So I have never ever go home to complain about my husband. In fact, sometimes when maybe we are not in a good time with my husband, you know, when maybe I'm just calling home because my dad is not feeling good, now my grandpa. So, you know, they always tell me, you know what, oh, you know, our son did this. Our son came to the hospital to see dad. You know, they call him the son, and they call him, you know, he is the, you know, they love him a lot. They respect him. You know, so every time when maybe we are having maybe misunderstanding, maybe I'm just calling to check on dad, or maybe we are having conversation. So they always tell me, you know, even if they are planning anything, you know, they're like, no, you know what, we are planning to bring our son here. You know, he is the best son that they have ever had. They always say that they ever had. Yeah. So they love him so much. Sometimes I'm like, you know, but I have never complained, because I love my grandma a lot, and I know for we as parents, we love our children. So my grandma, let me now be calling her my mom. My mom, I have one of my aunties. I have so many aunties, so I'm not going to say who. And one day, okay, he got married, he had kids, and my grandma, the way I just saw him, he loved us. I don't know what type of love is that, but one thing we know, he loves us. So if the husband is not treating you good, guess what? My grandma, he'll come there, tell you, come home. So he will bring you home. But for her, it is out of love. Because according to you, who maybe you have come maybe to him as her daughter, and you're like, you know, my husband do this, my husband do that, my husband do this. So to my grandma, he always say, you know, I don't want any of my kids to suffer. And that's why now you see us in my home, we are so many in one house, because I have like more than 30 cousins. Yeah. And we brought up together, they brought us together, so we grew up together. So this one is, for me, I can see, and I'm very sorry to use my grandma as an example, but I can see now the danger of telling your family what you and your wife you're going through, especially speaking negative things to your family about your spouse. Because these people, they will never ever look at your spouse like the same way again. And that's why we have some spouses, they always telling their husband or their wife, you know what, in your family so and so, it seems like they don't like me, but I haven't wronged them. I haven't done anything. Maybe you have tried and maybe nothing is working. They are just cold-shouldered. And maybe, I'm not saying it's all of them, that maybe your spouse, he or she may be the one, maybe he or she has said some negative things about you. I'm not saying all of them. But the chances are, you may find that your spouse, every time you have agreement, maybe he go to his people. Maybe he tell his people. And that is why now the problem come. And this is, people can prove this, especially where I'm coming from. And I've used that a lot of example where I'm coming from. When one spouse die, for example, let's say for a husband to die, you see people, they're starting to say, or maybe if a wife die, let me use just both. You see people start to say like, you know what, you have killed your husband. You have killed your spouse. And surprisingly, you may like, what? So you find someone is mourning their husband, is mourning, their spouse. And then here you have been accused of killing your spouse. To make the matter worse, everything you have been, it's been taken away from you. The property, the money, everything. And you have been chased away with your children. And this is where now the enemy used that opportunity to destroy these kids. Because these kids, when they are going to grow up, maybe with a single dad or a single mom who they are widow and widowers, maybe. These kids, they are not going to believe that there is marriage. Because how they are being treated, it is showing a lot. So this is showing us that whatever you guys may be going through, go for a counselor, go to your pastor, go to your best couple, or to your mentor, or even you can Google, right? Okay, I'm not saying that someone beating someone, no, violent in marriage, that's not good, because many people, they have been killed, saying they are protecting their marriage. No. You should not die because of marriage. If someone abusing you, no, don't. Either emotionally, physically, even if they are providing for you, even if they are doing anything, no. Don't die in the altar of marriage. No, you have kids to take care of. So there in violence and adultery, no, I'm not supporting that. But we have this other misunderstanding. There, if maybe you are having misunderstanding, maybe to you, you may look at this thing and you're like, what? This thing is not even a big thing, but to other persons a big thing. This which to other persons a big thing, to you is not a big thing. Why don't you just seek for counsel? Asking for help is not showing that you people, you are weak. It's showing that you people, you want to work to your marriage. So we love our parents so much. And may God give them long life. And we are blessed. So we are going to see that thing. It is putting yourself before your spouse. You are either a selfish taker or a servant-hearted giver. So this means when you have marriage where both are selfish taker, the marriage feels like a battlefield. When you have a giver and a taker, marriage feels like an abuse. When two people are filled with the Spirit of Jesus Christ, who is a servant, the marriage doesn't feel like a battlefield or abuse. Everything just flow and feel like a blessing. So may God just bless you so much who you are watching. And I'm praying that may your marriage work. Marriage is not a scam. Many people, they say that, what, nowadays there's no marriage. There's no one who is faithful. No, they are just lying, because marriage work. And it doesn't matter what your parents they went through. It doesn't matter which family you're coming from. Marriage work. As long you have decided to work in it and you put God first, and you know that you are just a servant, ask your spouse, how do you want me, what is this thing that which I'm doing and you don't like it? Let your spouse tell you. The same way, you too, there's something which you do which your spouse doesn't like it. Because for me, I do believe that marriage, God created it to work. God is the founder of the marriage, and God does not make any mistake. So may God just bless you. May God just keep your marriage. May God protect it. May God cover it. May God, like the way the mountain they are surrounding Jerusalem. May God surround your marriage like that. May the enemy not find even a loophole, even a crack to enter. And may you know that no one is perfect, in fact. If you leave your spouse because you think that he is 95 good and 5% is not good, don't look at those which is not good. Look at this which it is working. Because many people, they are leaving their spouse because of 5% which is not good, and they are now at work. How people starting affair, or how people starting maybe to add some other wives? It's because when maybe, for example, when you wake up in the morning, maybe the husband, so you wake up, so the wife is taking care of the kids, the wife is making sure you have your clean clothes, it's been ironed. I'm just saying example. We have husbands who they do that. So when the wife is busy and all of you is busy, so when you're leaving the house, you're like, hi, bye, sweetheart. And when you go to the office, you find your secretary and like, oh, today you look good, sir. Good morning, sir. How can I serve you, sir? We have tea, we have coffee. Which one, sir? And guess what? You start to say, your wife did not even tell you look good. Your wife did not even ask you, do you want tea or coffee? And then you leave 95% and then you go to 5% and you get married to a secretary. For our ladies, you go, you find your boss who is really appreciating you a lot, buy you gifts, and you're like, oh, my husband does not care for me. So you find yourself leaving this guy who loves you for who you are going to get married to your boss. And that one is not good, because when you go there, you find, better let me not use that, better the dust that I know than the angel that I normally see. So may God just bless us. And no marriage is perfect. Even those people who you normally see them, even those people who normally see them on social media, yeah, they have their own struggle, but people decided, no, we are not going to let this trouble crack us. We are not going to let this trouble, these challenges, put us down. They decided to work together. So if your spouse tells you like, hey, I don't like this, why don't you just do it? Because marriage is not about you, it's about other person. Don't be selfish. Just understand that person. And you, other person, don't take advantage. Because we have some people who they love taking advantage of a good-hearted people. For me, I normally say it like this. People who they are not, in good time, even with themselves. Once upon a time, those people, they are good. Even if you find a single mother or a divorcee, let me tell you the truth. Nobody enter into marriage, majority, let me say majority, that enter into marriage with this mind of divorcing or leaving. No. And if you find those people, don't think that they are bad or they were bad. No. The reason is this, because even if maybe that person is now bad, once upon a time, that person, he or she was a good person. and he was a kind-hearted person. It's only that the things of this world, just turn him like this or her like this. Maybe he or she was betrayed. So the anger, the bitterness now turn that person until people say like, marriage does not exist. Marriage, it is a scam. And you may find people who they are very hatred toward women or maybe husband, according to the way things it has gone with them. Those people, it's not that they were bad. It's only that the thing which they have gone through just turn their heart like this. So may God just bless you so much. May God just keep your marriage. May God just protect it. And any marriage which is under the rock, not the rock, on the storm right now, may God just intervene and may God just restore in the name of Jesus Christ. And always pray for your marriage. Always call God on it, because it's not good for you and even for your children. You're emotionally, you're mentally. It's not good to live in a marriage which it's like a fight, it's like a battle. No, you need to stay in a good environment for your good health. So God bless you, God keep you, God protect you in Jesus' name. Shalom and arrivederci. Bye.